make open innovation happen? Openness is the foundation to open innovation. It's an attitude. It is the demonstration of courage that propels dialogues and interactions with an open community. So it takes a leverage, courage, and toughness to create a balanced open innovation relationship with an outside group. So, in a balanced relationship, the intellectual property or a technology of the inventors or the small business should remain theirs, and its benefits must be shared to or passed on to the customers. So, open innovators are primarily they are contributors. What drives the contributors is passion about any lucrative objectives out there. This certainly is a more sustainable form of motivation and involvement of a stakeholder or a group of stakeholders. When John Salk invented the polio vaccine, he did not patent them. Instead, he gave away his invention for free. But open innovation is not just an act of generosity. I know it purely stems from the fact that charity and generosity matters, but it comes from a space where you know that every individual matters. And every individual is a unique piece to a larger, bigger puzzle. In a larger, connected world, the missing link to a solution can be any individual with a smarter and sharper mind. For many years, we thought innovation can only come from only these subject matter experts. Today, if you look at it, non-expert groups are very much capable of crafting solutions that even experts can't solve. Few statistics have proven that most of the innovative solutions do come from a non-expert group of people. In order to successfully implement an open innovation process or strategy in general, organization must be open to the non-expert community. Open innovation is opening the avenues of innovation to the expert learner community or the non-expert groups. Very often, experts fall in the trap of a systemic thinking that keeps their arguments one-sided and they are filled with limited probabilities, while the non-expert groups exercises an X factor of horizontal and collateral thinking, that coming up with some way of finding some unorthodox solutions which the experts mostly miss out. Whether you take experts' help or reach out to the non-expert community, there are three ways you can partner for open innovation, namely open innovation within your organization, open innovation outside your organization, and open innovation through third-party association or partnerships. Let's look into each of these. Open innovation within the organization. There are so much talent and pool of ideas that exist outside your R&D that can help you innovate. There's a plenty of cultural and cognitive diversity within your own organization. There's a plethora of perspective power that can come from various divisions and departments within your organization. To tap into the diversity of knowledge and expertise, you can initiate debates and discussions between various departments and verticals to seek solutions together. Disagreements are encouraged at discussion stage to turn them into agreements during the decision stage. It's more like laying an innovation net to capture great ideas and implement them no matter where they come from. To facilitate a comfortable environment that nurtures these ideas that can come from anywhere, the workplace must have a great collaboration culture. There must be trust and transparency to share ideas to support more like a speak-up culture. But the most important answer to a question to tap into the open innovation from the inside is, if I am working for you and if I have a brilliant idea, what must I do about it? To implement open innovation within an organization, companies must find a way to answer to this question. If I have a great idea and I'm working for you, what would I do with it? Now, Google is a prime example to answering this question, and they have successfully implemented open innovation from within. Google engineers are given this 20% extra time so that they can work on whatever they are passionate about. By the application of this 20% time, Google engineers have successfully made innovations like Google Suggest, Google AdSense, Orkut. All these products were created on this 20% extra time. There's a knowledge base in every organization that is otherwise not optimized for innovations. They exist as passions, ideas, and the networks of people that is not fully tapped. The ability of an organization to identify, nurture, and capitalize on the knowledge base is essential for innovation. Every initiative can be taken as a cultural practice of events that empower innovation. For example, in 1996, Toyota did an event called the Idea Olympics. The initiative was to tap into the creativity of its people. As a result, 5,824 ideas were appraised under the categories of fun, creativity, recycling, and many were implemented later. To tap into the innovative ideas of people, Nortel Networks came up with this idea called in-house incubator, which they started in 1998. Through this entrepreneurial program, Nortel Networks encouraged the independent plans of its staff to come up with ideas for startups, and Nortel funded some of these ideas. Open innovation outside your organization. To a certain extent, the chances of an idea turning to innovation is very, very minimal. Procter & Gamble or P&G estimates a 1% conversion rate of good idea making it up to the innovation spectrum, be it an external or an internal source, with more weight given to the external ideas. P&G launched the Open Innovation with their introduction of Connect and Develop program on their website to initiative contacting external parties for innovative ideas. The online platform became a collaborative platform for millions of scientists, engineers, and other companies globally to participate in the Connect and Develop program of P&G. Consequently, in just over 2 years, the program has received 7,500 submissions, and the company has established more than 1,000 active agreements with innovation partners and claims more than 50% of their product initiatives being evolved through collaboration from outside innovators. P&G has also created a position called Director of External Innovation, which had a goal of sourcing half of the innovation from outside the company. Organizations have realized that tapping into billions of minds outside the organization is like tapping into a gold mine of potential creative and innovative ideas. This goes without saying that better be friends and make communication effective with the preferred audience so that you can tap into their ideas and you can build your innovation net wider. So the important question to ask is, who should be your potential collaborator that you can work with in order to create the greatest output effect for your business? A couple of case studies will enlighten you with this process. In the year 2000, the CEO of Goldcorp Incorporated, McKibben, he announced an online contest to locate the next gold mines for the company. He put all his company's geological data into a file and shared it with the whole world. McKibben hoped that outside experts would tell him where to find the next 6 million ounces of gold. In return, he offered $575,000 in prizes to the participants who will come out with the best methods to find the next deposit of gold. The word spread so fast because of the prize money, and it was spoken all around the internet. And within few weeks, submissions start coming in from all over the world as more than 1,000 virtual prospectors chewed over the data that came in. From those data that was gathered, more than 110 sites were identified, and 50% of those sites were previously unknown to the company. Of these new targets, more than 80% yielded a significant gold reserves. By spending a little over $500,000 in prize money, Gold Corp was able to find gold worth more than $6 billion, and they were able to cut down 3 years of company's exploration time. By going outside his company's walls, McKibben turned Gold Corp from a struggling enterprise into one of the most profitable businesses in the industry. Similarly, in the year 2006, IBM conducted an innovation jam with an idea to generate new ideas. The online brainstorming session drew attention and participation of 150,000 people that included employees, family members, clients, and business partners of IBM from 104 countries. As a result, 46,000 of these ideas were generated, and IBM decided to invest about $100 million in top 10 ideas. So you can tap into great ideas outside your organization. Remember, the smartest people in the world are not always working for you, but you can tap into the talent of the world once you go outside your organizational boundaries. That's what open innovation is about. It's going outside your organization to find great ideas. Open innovation through contest and third-party association. When Apple iPhone was first launched, they did not allow third-party applications, but they opened it up to the other applications after 6 months. Companies who thought of monopoly apps soon morphed into becoming a platform builder for third-party applications. We have arrived at a time when crowdsourcing is increasingly becoming easier and widely prevalent. We can now tap into the intelligence that exists outside your organization because we have the resource of the interconnected web of life. So what if innovation becomes a contest in this context? What if people participate in it for the prize money? And that's what exactly happening in the open innovation model when we talk about innovation through third parties or innovation through contest. The virtual outsourcing strategy of brewing innovation outside the organization is the open innovation model using the wisdom of the crowd. But open innovation online platforms are just getting proliferated as sounding boards for various types of innovations where they organize the brains of the world to solve a specific problem. Popular online platforms include Innocentive, IdeaKen, 9 Sigma, Hypeos, 1 Billion Minds, etc. and etc. Since its founding in 2001, Innocentive has registered almost 300,000 problem solvers in nearly 200 countries. Through incentivizing the crowd for their ideas, many challenges were posted on the internet, and the contest would make the process highly participative from larger numbers. For example, X Prize is one of the global leaders in the creation of incentivized prize competitions using open innovation platform through xprize.org. One of the most famous prize awards was the $10 million award to boost efforts to create the first vehicle that would make it to the suborbital space, that's like 62 miles above Earth, twice in 14 days, and carrying the mass equivalent of 3 people. Ironically, several contestants spent more money than the prize money to develop the best solution, again to prove the point that passion drives innovation. 20 competitors joined the race for the X Prize, and the eventual winner was a prolific aircraft designer, Burt Rutan. The X Prize contest became the stepping stone to the idea of space tourism. Likewise, the 10 million Ansari X Prize elicited more than $100 million worth of research and development in pursuit of building a reusable spacecraft. And the video rental company Netflix got some of the world's most talented computer scientists to help it improve movie recommendation algorithms for a 1 million prize money. Harvard Medical School used a worldwide contest to generate new hypotheses for curing and treating type 1 diabetes. Within 6 weeks, it received more than 190 submissions. Surprisingly, the 12 winners included an undergraduate student in chemistry, a retired dentist, a geophysicist, and a high-profile genetics researcher with no prior background in diabetes. So we have reached an age where information flows freely and generosity has become a dominant emotion for sustenance. Discussion forums give away free advice to user groups. This shows an open attitude from majority of people to share information freely with others and deriving a sense of significance and incentive by doing it. Open innovation is a simple concept. It's a leverage of the mass brain that is clouded around any intelligent enterprise. We can tap into the ideas, expertise, and innovate new products and services. The success lies in using the right audience while considering what to open, whom to open to, and how to open a creative dialogue that will amount to greater innovations. From crowdsourced innovation or from open innovation, we are building the crowd economy or shared economy. Crowdsourcing, crowdfunding, leveraged assets, and staff on demand. Essentially, all the developments that leverage the billions of people already online or coming online. The truth of the matter is that open innovation can break the barriers of all kinds of innovations. And the power of the crowd cannot be ignored because the shared economy or the crowd economy is now becoming the fastest growing business model of the 21st century.